Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Margie. I'm Hilka, empath, wise ass clown. Whatever. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and today I feel super good about stuff, I gotta say. So if you're not in the good mood for good news, because sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for other people's good news. I just don't want to hear it. So if you're having that kind of day, I understand. I completely, wholeheartedly understand, and maybe check back in later when your vibes are a little higher. So it's retrograde season, you know. It keeps going, man. I keep thinking, and other people are. I see people posting stuff about when they were 16, you know, back in the 90s, 80s, you know, days of old, man. Remember when? Because what the fuck is this shit? What this is egos, self-will, running riot all over the place, because people that can't contain themselves, because don't you know who they are, they just want more and more and more, and they're never satisfied, and they can't, you know. I'm talking about the people at the top. I'm not talking about the people at the bottom. You know, us at the bottom, some of us, we're good with what we got. You know, we don't need a lot of stuff, you know, just the basics. Water, which I haven't had in 3 years because the city of Salem planners are freaking inept, not very smart, and overpay themselves. But that's alright. Truth is coming out. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I've just had to be patient and steadfast and more organic in getting the stories that I have of fraud, waste, and abuse, you know. Because I hang out with Mom, you know, as an IT professional. When you called, my computer doesn't work. I think I have a virus. But help me, I'm desperate. Yeah, I'm the one on the other end of that call. I was for years and years, and then I moved to Oregon, and I said things like, I'm a person of integrity, and I won't do things that I find unethical. So I couldn't get a job. Five times I got turned down at the Oregon State Lottery office. The last time I was trying to call back the HR lady, because they always send you a nice letter. Thank you for applying with us, little form letter. We invite you to check out jobs in the future. I was trying to call her back to say, I don't believe this anymore, you know. I mean, it's just like, because I'm an empath and I read how people feel about me, and people don't really try so hard to let their faces not, you know, reveal what they think. And at that time, my hair was shorter than it is now, so I don't know, people just have an idea about people based on looks and stuff like that, and I go by energy, and so more and more people are starting to go by energy because they keep trying to say, I'm a happy, joyful person, I am a faithful, obedient citizen, I just do what I'm supposed to do, and they're all going crazy because they're figuring all this shit that they've been told was just bullshit. So in my retrograde walk today, it started out with the song, when I was in high school, there was a band called In Vogue. Go check them out, man. I'll probably put the video in the link. I shared it on my Facebook page. The song is very apropos today. It's called Free Your Mind. Yeah, see, we're all just shades of the same color spectrum, you know? You know, because in the winter, I'm freaking white, man. I am white in the winter. I get white. But in the summer, my skin gets so brown. Gets a little orange sometimes. When I drink, it got a little yellow, you know. So, I mean, I can be all the same shades because we're all just the same. We're just different shades of the same color spectrum, you know. It's where your heart space vibes from. That's where the sauce is. Where your heart space vibes from. Does it vibe from love, or does it vibe for greed? That I'm in it to win it, and I'm gonna make these bitches mine, and yada 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 yada. Might is right, and control freaks need Viagra, and this is why we get the world we get. Yeah! You know, I'm always about full disclosure. That's why I tell everything about myself. I'm openly share. I was raped when I was a 10-month-old baby. I was molested by other children, you know, at one point that were just, you know, just a few years older than me. I was 3, 4. So they were like 7, 8, 9. You know, they were old enough to know better. But that's the thing is when you're put in these positions, in these environment with these low vibrational people that like to just do things just to make people do it just because they can. When people do that, you find out they do fucking weird shit just because they can. That's what we're finding out all over the place today. I watch a lot of old videos because, as you know, that's all the internet is just a data collection. It's just source information. You can interpret the data and information however you want and decipher it and everything. I watch a lot of old videos. One I watched today was of Donald Trump back in, I want to say, in the early 90s, maybe early 90s. I'm not exactly sure because timelines are weird because someone will post something a year ago that was of a video like 12 so it's weird. But see, now me and DT, we got a lot of the same astrological placement, see, and I have a really hard time with him in important respects, you know, and there are some respects, but they're important ones, and that's being respectful of women, and he's just not. Maybe when he gets older he'll become more, but just, you know, now he just keeps it to himself because he's just, you know, his ego is diverted attention elsewhere. But one thing that I thought was important, because thank you, Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, for sharing another one of my talks last night, because I got like 50 subscribers in a window of about a 10-hour period, when that's taken me like a year and a half to do, so or a year to do, so at least half a year to do, so I appreciate that. Every little bit helps, and that's why I don't promote myself, and I'll never monetize my stuff, because the heart space in which I come from, money ain't real, and the message that I share is, so I prefer to be recommended by my peers, people of like-minded, so appreciate them for doing that. Anyway, so I'm a lot like DT. I think like him, you know, and I don't let people push me around like him. And if you think about it, when I think about the solid psychology behind that, you know, his parents weren't very like kind and loving parents. They weren't very active. His mom was a freaking man-eater, man. She freaking chewed men up and spit them out. She was married like 5 times, and then finally this, you know, she found some dude that she could push around, you know, because she had the masculine energy in her. She wasn't balanced, you know, and so that's what happens is, and then she gets, you know, a guy who's just like pushes around, and then she has babies, and then you have Donald, who's I think he's the youngest, and then he's like, well, I'm not gonna be pushed around like my dad, you know, and then he overcompensated, you know. But the thing is he was born into advantage. See, people don't get what real estate agents are. People don't get all the advantages of being real estate agents, you know. And if you're good with them, and you've been in good standing in the city, you know, and you know a guy at the police department, and somebody gets shot, you can go in there and you you get the listing quicker and all this stuff. It's all a business. It's all a who you know. You know, there's all angles, and that's why people of good hearts can hardly get in there, because it's so incestuous. The swamp is so densely populated with scumbags that it's like there ain't no place for high vibrational beings, you know, because we're not going to bother with that the shrewdness of it all, because it's all crap. So he was talking about in my video last night that Don't Drink the Kool-Aid shared, I was talking about, you know, of not getting mad and turning the other cheek, and just letting people assume their dialogue in their mind and don't help them play that out, kind of a thing. And his attitude is, and this is like 30 years ago, right? His attitude is, oh yeah, if you get a chance to get revenge on somebody, you gotta take it. You gotta take it, and then you gotta really make them pay. So I know that he has his mindset, and I know that because I have other placements like him, that he sits and lies in wait, because that's what I've had to do, is I've had to be patient, because I know that there's been so many people who have been so fucked to me, and I can't do anything but I believe, I come from the heart space that you can't retaliate, because that's bad karma. So I just have to, okay, karma's gonna get him, you know, but the whole time I could think of all these, oh, that'd be great if this happened. And, you know, if one flat tire is bad, then you got to think 4 has got to be worse. And, I mean, I have a mastermind. I just have always used it for good, because I've known about karma, but I know how the people that derive from ego think. And I tell. because turnabout's fair play. So if I don't know, a lot of people know this, but you know, he's been in real estate, and so, you know, it was his uncle that went in after freaking everybody said Tesla was a crazy person, because that's all you got to do is, oh, he's crazy, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and then anybody who wants to be anybody who's going to believe him, you know. So after Tesla died, he had his apartment in New York that was freaking full of, you know, of the free energy designs and things like that. Don't worry, I got ideas in my head that probably are close to what's on the paper, because it's all shared consciousness, you know. It exists, and you can bomb and burn down the evidence, but it's consciousness. So the maps and the engineers, we all live, we just gotta find the other ones to make the connections, to put the pieces together, see? And that's what's happening now, because people are putting down the bullshit. And so, yeah, it was DT's uncle that went in and got all the plans and stuff. So, I mean, you know, it's all, people make things, it's all stories, it's all Hollywood ever since an actor was president. I mean, it's not just a coincidence, don't exist, and more people are starting to look at things like synchronicity. Go listen to Carl Jung, man. I'm his frequency, man. I tune into him all the time. Edgar Cayce, Dolores Cannon, it's all shared consciousness. We all think about the same stuff. Sometimes I think about stuff, I'll pick up on people's thoughts as I walk by, and I'll be like, taco sounds good. Like, here's an example. Mom does it too. I get it from my mom. Here's a perfect example. This morning, I was thinking about hunting, and a buddy of mine lives in Idaho, and he hunts, and I was in the Air Force with him. And I was like, you know, I always thought it'd be fun to go hunting with you. Because I think hunting as a means to provide for your family is food and things like that. Trophy hunting? Fuck that shit. Fuck the trophy hunters. Fuck them. I hunt trophy hunters. That's what I would do, but if that was a sport, because I missed expert by one. Anyway, now I prefer cameras. You know, I can get that shot. See, and I have the belief system that you get a capture of a being, an energy, a being spirit, but then they're free to do whatever they want. See, and that's what the controller does. That ego from ego, they look through the scope, they see the spark, and then they kill and they take out the light, and then they get a little charge from it, a little whoopee, look what a little some men to the point of arousal. It's fucking gross, but whatever. What are you gonna do? It's their anatomy. It's what their mind tells their body. It's what gets them going. But men like to kill sometimes. What can I say? You know, the freaking VA spend $11 million on male enhancement drugs, so that's what happens. They get to the point that because you're not supposed to hurt people, you get the karma from that, and then when you're going through the act and you're thinking about, you know, maybe you're thinking about how, I don't know, think about whatever, but your body's like, nope, not gonna work. But that's all right because you got male enhancement drugs, right? And then they're not working, and then all the stuff isn't working, so you have all these people shorting out, and they're like, oh no, I can't take it no more, it's oh so much. It's like, put it all down, it's all ego, it's all ego. So that was really telling to me, listening to him talk about that, because that's where I could be if I came from ego. I'd freaking put mom in a home. I'd be out there freaking balling right now. I'd be making millions right now. But this incarnation about just, it ain't about me. It's not just about me. So, I feel, you like my shirt? Maybe the world's ready for it now. Came up with it when I was about 9, manifested it a couple years ago. I don't know if you can see it. It says straight people like rainbows too. See, sharing is caring, and I always just have. Because I always knew that there is enough for everybody, you know. So now you have all these bureaucrats that are going around, you know. They don't deserve $1,200 a month. What do? They don't work. They don't do anything. And I'm like, excuse me. The total annual budget for 536 people, people in Congress. It's $95 million for 536 people. So $1,200 a month for some people. That's $15,000 a month, y'all. That's the minimum. So people are starting to do the numbers, and they're like, wait a minute, we pay all, well, you freaking purge us in taxes, and you guys waste it, because they let their egos out of control, and and when egos don't live beyond their means, then they take what's theirs, and then they start taking, that's why lobbyists exist. They're paid freaking, they're paid marketers. You know, it's all public relations, nothing's real, they all pay themselves to freaking set up a storyline, and the gig is up, so maybe that'll free up the funds for us. You know, the people that pay their exorbitant wages in their $10,000-$15,000 suits that they wear on camera with their stupid logos on their masks. Are people still really buying that 0.1% fatality rate bullshit? I mean, I see people in masks at this point, and I'm just like, oh, you sweet, poor, fearful, rise up out of the vibration of fear. Step into your own understanding and your own knowing and your own belief that you're healthy and that you take care of yourself. Oh, it's the people that fucking aren't healthy and that haven't taken care of themselves. That's it. They're looking in the face of their own destiny that shit, I should have kept the fucking spoon out of my mouth and gone for a goddamn walk. Yeah, you know, I had to stay physical. Right? You know why? Because I lost 1.5 inches and 3 vertebrae. Because I worked so hard for fucking pervy Uncle Sam. And then the VA, I had a claim out there about threw me into a nervous breakdown. Because I had a claim out. I'm like, man, my headaches keep getting worse. And then they come back and say, oh, we're cutting your income in half because we don't believe that your migraines are These are not doctors that are saying this. These are bureaucrats. These are letter pushers, lawyers, and things like that. These aren't people that have back problems. They're just people that just look at us as numbers and cases, and they don't fucking care because they get their direct deposit. When they swipe their bank, the money is there, and you know they get to go to the same vacation spots, Sedona, you know, New York, all, you know, the hot spots that I see all over Instagram, the same pictures, you know, hundreds of different people go to these same places, but you look at Mount, it's the same picture because they all have the same fucking perspective because of their shared consciousness. And it's trite and it's boring, and I'm really fucking excited for Gaia and all of its, Gaia's doing it. We're just the fleas on the earth. We're just the fleas on the dog. We're going along for the ride. So we're going to see more people shorting out, you know? Yeah, defund the police. They fucking overpaid. These fuckers are high school graduates. They make $83,000, $87,000 a year. They don't got to pay for shit. We pay for all their insurance. We pay for all their unit. We pay for them to freaking kick our asses. And I have story after story about how they were dicks to me. So I'm just a little brown girl from Redden. I know if they were dicks, I'd see it, you know? And that's why I thought about In Vogue, Free Your Mind. That song is so poignant. In the very beginning, it's like, I wrote a little song about racism. You want to hear it? And I'm just like, 1992, the astrological alignments are very similar in a lot of respects, and it's waking people up. Either be more of a dick or less of a dick. But don't fucking act like you're a dick and then fucking... Or don't say that you're not a dick and then act like one, you know. If you're gonna be a dick, at least let people know that you are. So, let's see if there's anybody in the talkie room today. Oops. Hi, Maud. I don't drink the Kool-Aid. Thank you. I would like to meet you behind the scenes one day. I got Zoom. We could have a talk. That would be cool because I got some connections for you. Yeah, that you could show. Oh, I got one for you right now. Actually, if you're still here, I did this one this morning because I'm big on symbols and stuff like that. And I think BG. I'm more of a Mac person. I like the heart space of Steve Jobs, and he was a tormented spirit too, but he learned at the end of his life. But how about this? Can you see this? Here, It's too bright. I gotta turn it all the way down. If you can see this, I just extended on this side. Go look at the Bing logo, and I just extended it. And then on this side is from the list of the pervy creeps. So, yeah, they hide in plain sight. And that dude, Bing, because it's not Google, man, that doesn't tell you about ego right there, man. And I know they're all creeps, man. And the more money they make, the more weird shit they want to do. Yeah, and they do it with kids too. I was one of them. I'm telling you, man. Energy don't lie. I know these guys. They all wear the same. They wear the dads like Bill Cosby. I see Bill. Bill must be a common name. No, because I'm sure there's plenty of dudes that are cool that don't like to do freaking pervy things with small children. But yeah, I make these connections all day long. So. Yes, and you are making your mission accomplished. Definitely. Your mission is definitely being accomplished. Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I'm picking this time to do this, because I'm Heyoka, so I get so much energy and charge from making connections with people, and that's all I want to do. And I've been at stages all over the world, all over the United States, because I've always gone to shows. It started when I was in high school. My brother took me to it was one of those collaborations of animation, festival of animation. And I freaking loved it, and I wanted to go to art school, but I wasn't smart enough, and and I had all these plans, but I just was never smart enough, and then my life went on the path. But what my life did is it sent me down a path, and I ended up at Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska, where I did have an opportunity to hang my arm out the hangar door on 9/11 and flip Baby Bush the bird. I did. I'm like, if there's a chance that he's taxiing by right now, I hope he sees me, because I knew it was a crock. And I didn't even know the towers fell until 10:30 that night. I didn't even know, because we were at work. We got the flight chief. He was beside himself. He came running down the stairs. He almost tripped down the stairs, like his legs were jello. See, because that's the thing, is when people impose a threat on you, it knocks you off your senses, and they do it on purpose. So, but if you know a lot about their tricks of the trade and stuff like that, what you realize is just for show. And there's a lot of people that will cause harm to you, but usually they're not the ones that are waving their fucking arms, making a big deal. Usually those are the biggest pussies. I know this. I was age, man. I supported them. Here's a statistic. Second lowest test scores are the security police, or the military police. So they go do a tour, they decide they like getting there. And this ain't all the men, because there's a lot of good men. There's a lot of good men, balanced men with their masculine and feminine. There's a lot of men art, and those are the ones that I'm here for, that I will go into the shadow with you. I will go in with you, brother, into your darkness, because I know darkness. And I will sit with you as long as you want, brother. And I will talk about the things that you've done, because I can understand why you did them. Because you were just doing your job. You were just doing what people told you that you had to do, and you believed them. But you know what? It was lies. And you don't have to carry the weight of that burden anymore. I will help you, sir. Put down that sword, so you don't have to live in anger anymore, so you don't have to be mad at your children and your wife because they know joy and you don't. And you don't have to put your hands on another human, because the vibration in you vibrates so turbulently that you can't make it stop unless you put it on someone else. So, I gotta be careful about my energy, because I get all charged up, and I gotta mind the dip, because for all the good stuff that happens, there's always stuff that you gotta be mindful of and careful of. The world is changing, and people, one of a very good, I get a lot of stuff from movies, but it's the movies that I watch, like Men in Black, it's like, which one doesn't belong here? You always gotta remember something on, like in Highlights. I got a lot of that magazine when I was a little girl. What doesn't belong here? What on somebody doesn't fit? Somebody wearing a freaking, $1,000 suit, and they got freaking $25 shoes on. Just listen to yourself. Trust yourself over anybody else. Be wrong and learn from the mistakes that you make from being wrong over ever being wrong, from learning the mistakes because other people will lead you. Other people will lead you astray because they don't know you. They don't know your heart. And that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.